Chapter 1, The Giant Sandbox. One sunny morning, Tommy's family drove to the edge of the world. At least that is what Tommy thought. As the car stopped, he smelled something salty and fresh. "We are here, Tommy, the seashore," Mommy said. Tommy stepped out and felt the sand beneath his feet. It wasn't like the garden dirt or the forest needles. It was hot, yellow, and very soft. It felt like walking through a giant bowl of sugar. He looked out and saw the water. It was so big. It was blue, then green, then purple, stretching all the way to the sky. Chapter 2, The Talking Waves. Tommy ran toward the water, but then he stopped. A big wave came rolling in. Whoosh! It was covered in white bubbles that looked like soap. The wave chased Tommy and he ran back, laughing. "The ocean is playing tag with me," he shouted. He stood still and let the water touch his toes. It was cold and bubbly. When the wave went back into the sea, it pulled the sand from under his feet. It felt tickly and strange. Swish shhh. The waves sounded like they were breathing. Chapter 3, The Shell Treasure Hunt. Mommy gave Tommy a small blue bucket. "Let's look for sea treasures," she said. Tommy walked along the wet sand. He saw something pink and shiny. He picked it up. It was a seashell. It was shaped like a fan. He found another one that was twisted like a spiral. "If you put the big shell to your ear, you can hear the ocean's heart," Mommy told him. Tommy held a large white shell to his ear. Hoo-oo! He heard a deep humming sound. "It's true, the shell is telling me a story." He put the shell carefully into his bucket. To Tommy, these were better than gold. Chapter 4, The Grumpy Little Crab. Near some big, dark rocks, Tommy saw a small pool of water. This was a tide pool. Inside, he saw something move. It was a tiny crab no bigger than Tommy's watch. The crab was the color of a wet stone. It didn't walk forward like Tommy, it walked sideways. "Scuttle, scuttle, scuttle." "Why are you in a hurry, Mr. Crab?" Tommy asked. The crab had two tiny claws. It looked up at Tommy and waved one claw as if to say, "This is my pool, please move along." Tommy smiled and left the crab alone. He learned that the seashore was a city of many tiny homes. Chapter 5, The Sky Fisherman. Tommy looked up and saw large white birds with long wings. They were seagulls. Screech, screech, they called to each other. One seagull dived down into the water like an arrow. Splash! When it flew back up, it had a tiny silver fish in its beak. "The seagulls are the fishermen of the sky," Daddy said. Tommy watched them soar. Watch them soar? They didn't have to flap their wings very much. They just let the sea wind carry them. Tommy spread his arms and pretended he was a seagull, gliding over the yellow sand. Chapter 6, The Sandcastle Kingdom. Tommy decided it was time to build. He filled his bucket with wet sand and turned it upside down. Plop! Out came a perfect sand tower. He made 4 towers. He used a popsicle stick to draw a door. He put a small seashell on top of each tower like a flag. "This is the king's castle," Tommy declared. But then a big wave came. The water rushed over the sand. When the water went away, the castle was gone. It was just a flat pile of sand again. Tommy wasn't sad. "The ocean wanted to play with my castle," he said. "I will build a bigger one tomorrow." Chapter 7, The Jellyfish Warning. Walking further down the beach, Tommy saw something that looked like a blob of clear jello on the sand. "Don't touch that, Tommy," Daddy said quickly. "That is a jellyfish. It is very beautiful, but it can sting like a bee." Tommy looked closely without touching. The jellyfish was clear and pink. It looked like an umbrella from another planet. He learned that the sea has many beautiful things, but some are better to look at than to hold. Chapter 8, The Sun Goes into the Water. The day was almost over. The sun was getting very low. It looked like a giant orange ball. As Tommy watched, the sun seemed to touch the water. The whole ocean turned bright red and purple. The waves looked like they were made of melted gold. "Is the sun going for a swim?" Tommy asked. "It's going to sleep on the other side of the world," Mommy explained. Tommy stood on the shore until only a tiny sliver of orange was left. Then, the stars began to twinkle over the dark water. The seashore was a different world at night, full of mystery and the sound of the deep, dark waves. Chapter 9, The Salty Dream. That night in the hotel room, Tommy could still hear the ocean through the window. Crash, hush, crash, hush. His skin felt warm from the sun. His hair felt a little bit sticky from the salt. He reached out and touched his bucket of shells on the table. He felt happy. He had met a grumpy crab, seen the sky fishermen, and heard the ocean's heart. Tommy closed his eyes. In his dream, he was a little fish swimming through the coral, exploring the blue world under the waves. The seashore was big, and Tommy was small, but he knew the ocean was his friend.